So welcome again in the newest episode on this channel. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're going to talk about certain things regarding Arsenal. Yes, we won against Aston Villa. City dropping points, another chance to go 5 points clear at the top of the table is there for the taking, and of course, we're going to have some really interesting, our way along in the Premier League. So exciting games coming up, and more importantly, unbelievable news coming in from the football world. But let's talk about Thierry Henry, whether he thinks Arsenal will win the Premier League or not. He says, now everything is okay. Why would anyone want to disturb anything by changing the owners? It's all I wanted, whether it was me or in or me out. I wanted Arsenal to be successful. That's the main point. Are we going to win the league? I don't know, but it looks like the Arsenal I know. At the end of the day, you can't fool fans. They scream, they're there, and they have that attitude because they see something. That's why they're loud. It's a different emotion. So he recently had an interview with James Benge, and I believe that Thierry Henry has finally trusted the process. Well, probably not on the same bandwagon sometime earlier, but we move. We just move, don't we? Moving on, so Jorginho had called for a Napoli to sign Victor Osimhen, and it looks like yes, he is a big fan of the striker, and it could be that he could Arsenal getting linked with Victor Osimhen, and yes, Jorginho is a big fan, so let's see whether that will work on Arsenal's favour or not. Could be a very enticing striking partner with Gabriel Jesus, Eddie Nketiah, and of course, Folarin Balogun. We could rather sell Folarin Balogun and fund this move, but hey, Folarin Balogun is really turning out to be a beast in the French league. Also, a contract extension, another 12 months of extended contract for Mohamed Elneny. I believe it is well worth. Markman Bryan says that there will be a drop in wages, which is a part of agreement with Elneny. More than happy to sign on fresh terms. So yes, Elneny's new one-year deal has been signed, and club has not triggered option as was initially discussed. So no trigger option, but it looks like it's a new one-year deal, and it will be on lower wages. So I think yes, lower wages, and a guy which is currently the long-term serving player at the club. Well, I think that is a very interesting thing at the moment. So, according to Republica Sport, Arsenal, along with Real Madrid, are interested in signing Atalanta forward, who is 20-year-old Rasmus Holland from Denmark. Both clubs want to make an offer for the player. Arsenal are intensely monitoring him, and Perez is looking at the striker as a backup to Karim Benzema. So let's see whether that will work or not. But more importantly, I believe that I am looking at Jorginho in a very, being a very interesting signing for Arsenal this season. But it looks like, well, let's talk about something that, he came for some other players. Let's talk about, you know, uh, Thomas Partey. When is Thomas Partey going to come back? So Simon Collins says, well, Partey is hoping that he can be fit for Arsenal's game against Arsenal's squad for the trip to Leicester City. Won't be rushed though, with Jorginho arriving, easing pressure. So no hurry, Thomas. Take your time, bro. Of course, we will miss you. But hey, come on. We're looking at certain things, and it looks like Marcus Thuram is set to leave Borussia Mönchengladbach on a free transfer this summer. Arsenal and Chelsea are both interested to sign the Frenchman. Very interesting player, and going out on a free, well, that will really not look good on Mönchengladbach's part. But let's talk about Patrick Vieira. He believes that it's Arsenal's title to lose. He says the Premier League title is Arsenal's to lose. To be honest with you, Arsenal did really well against Aston Villa on Saturday to bounce back with that 4-2 win at Villa Park. They are just in a really good place at the moment with a lot of confidence, but I still believe Manchester City will chase Arsenal until the very last day of the Premier League season. But I think it's Arsenal's title to lose. Well, yes, Alan Shearer, big fan of Jorginho. He says he picked him for the Premier League Team of the Week. He said, never panicked and was always in control. His cracking effort produced the third goal. So, yes. Also, Jorginho says, I spoke to Chelsea and I knew I was no longer part of their plans. Sometimes you must accept when you are out of a project, things come to an end. I wanted to progress in my career and the Arsenal project suits me. I loved their ideas. So Jorginho loved Arsenal's ideas, and it looks like it's working for both the parties, isn't it? I'm loving it, man. I'm really, really loving it. So, before moving on to some other thoughts, let's talk about Declan Rice. Yes, we're going to talk about Declan Rice. So, sources, according to Pete O'Rourke, he says that sources with an understanding of Declan Rice's situation have revealed Arsenal are in sustained contacts with the player's representatives ahead of a summer deal and are willing to hand him a long term contract worth in excess of £200,000 a week. So Declan Rice is Arsenal's number one target, and they are looking at the moment. They're looking at, they're the teams that can make him, a well-paid Arsenal player. So let's see. More importantly, Arsenal are also looking in to bring in a right back in the summer transfer window, and they're looking no further than Ivan Fresneda, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Well, yes, Fabrizio Romano says that I'm not aware of any negotiation between Arsenal and Inter for Denzel Dumfries. They're exploring right back options, and Ivan Fresneda remains appreciated. They're sending scouts regularly to follow him. So Ivan Fresneda is the player they're looking at the moment. So very interesting player and very interesting signing for Arsenal if they can get this done. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up and do subscribe us if you still haven't. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe.